This is a story about a gift that keeps on giving. Since the 80s, Steve Littlefield has been teaching emergency medical techniques to private and government agencies. Around that same time, he began teaching them to employees of the Bureau of Reclamation. In fact, he recently finished some first aid classes in Provo. Those classes centered on first aid. It was a 6-month refresher to people who've already had the training and a primer for newbies. He focused on what he calls the 6 priorities for life-saving. And he gave morning and afternoon attendees realistic hands-on experience.
Not a lot of war stories about what I did when I worked on an ambulance, but real practical skills that people can learn immediately.
Littlefield says both classes he teaches, first aid and CPR, introduce people to uncomfortable topics that they probably haven't given much thought to. And in 30 years, he's seen kids grow up and longtime acquaintances retire. But he keeps teaching because he loves it, and for one of 2 very important reasons.
People are a little bit spoiled and a little bit used to counting on 911 to come bail them out. And in my experience, you can't always count on 911.
Littlefield also teaches survival training. He is again in line with government agencies that suggest each employee have at least a 3-day survival kit somewhere close by that they can get to if they need to. Littlefield is an advocate of self-sufficiency. And here we get to the other reason why he loves what he does.
I really enjoy the feedback that I get when I'm out in the community and somebody approaches me and says, I know you don't remember me. I was in a class of yours 10 years ago, but 2 weeks after I took your class, I was able to save my little boy's life.
My second son, we were at a family reunion. He had a jawbreaker that got lodged in his throat, and he came to me in a dire state of panic, couldn't speak, there was no air movement. I turned him around, instantly performed the Heimlich maneuver and dislodged the jawbreaker right out of his throat. And then he was able to do that a couple of years after that to his younger brother, who had a similar incident occur to him. So it's truly the gift that keeps on giving, and I'm very grateful to have learned it.